Video number 1, EVO Unpackaging and Mechanical Installation. This video is designed to assist with the unpackaging and mechanical installation of the EVO series electric diaphragm pump by Arrow. This is the first in a sequence of 4 videos. To be sure that the EVO series electric diaphragm pump is installed correctly and safely, all videos should be carefully watched before beginning installation of the pump. Before proceeding to each next step, be sure that all bolts are torqued to spec in each process, and always check for loose fittings. If you have questions, please contact Arrow Tech Support at arotechsupport@irco.com or 800-495-0276. The full pump assembly will arrive in 3 pieces: motor, variable frequency drive or VFD, and pump. All 3 pieces will be shrink-wrapped to one pallet. Identify the 3 boxes: the pump head box, VFD box, and gear motor box. Make note of the location of the following additional pieces you will need for pump assembly. The encoder cable will be found in the motor crate box. The crankcase breather will be found in a bag attached to the pump leg. Later, you will remove the orange plug on the crankcase and replace it with the breather. Once you have identified the boxes and parts of the pump stored in the boxes, you can begin mechanical installation of your new EVO series electric diaphragm pump. First, remove the lag bolts from the pallet. Attach a 3-point lifting harness to the lifting lugs located on the top of each leg. Lift the pump off the pallet and place it in your desired installation site. Securely bolt your pump to the floor or a base plate. Flexible couplings are recommended to limit loads on fluid connections. Please note, for the purposes of this video only, we have bolted the pump to a pallet for display. Remove the red plug from the crankcase spline. You will notice that the crankcase spline comes greased from the factory with mobile SHC 460 grease. Remove the 4 M12 bolts from the crankcase. Before beginning the next steps of the motor assembly, be sure to inspect between the flanges and splines. If any damage is recognized, discontinue assembly and report the damage to your Arrow representative. For the motor assembly, be sure to lift the motor using at least 2 of the 4 lifting points provided on the motor housing to orient the motor vertically. For the hazardous duty motor, there are 2 lifting points installed on the motor and 1 installed on the gearbox. The 4th lifting lugs will be included in the motor box. There are 4 locations on the motor to install the lifting lugs and 1 location on the gearbox. However, only 4 lugs will be provided with the pump. With the motor oriented vertically and the motor junction box facing the front of the pump, begin lowering the motor slowly while rotating back and forth to ensure proper engagement of spline teeth. Make sure the motor junction box is facing the front of the pump. Use the 4 M12 bolts previously removed from the crankcase to bolt the gearbox flange to the crankcase. For the ordinary or the black motor, once the motor is installed, remove the gearbox plug and replace it with the breather. The oil breather for the gearbox is attached to the gearbox lifting lug. For the hazardous or red motor, an expansion tank with a dipstick and an additional quantity of oil to top off the motor is provided. Check dipstick marks to ensure proper oil levels are attained for hazardous protection. Remove the pump crankcase plug and replace with the breather. Based on your pump size, the Aero EVO series pump can accommodate an ANSI or DIN flange. For piping installation, use flexible piping connections to limit loads on connections. For fluid section pump material made of aluminum, cast iron, or non-metal, use only flat-faced flanges to connect flanges. Either flat-face flanges or raised-face flanges can be used to connect to a stainless steel pump flange only. Select a low-creep gasket material if possible. The final step is the VFD installation. The VFD should be mounted using the hole pattern shown and should be mounted against a flat surface or plate for proper cooling. The VFD can be installed up to 100 meters from the motor. For the hazardous or red motor, the VFD will be installed outside of the hazardous environment. Power to the motor can be shut off using the mains power disconnect switch on the front of the VFD. For example, this can be used for lockout tagout or for maintenance. Thank you for watching Video 1, EVO Series Electric Diaphragm Pump, Unpacking and Mechanical Installation. Continue watching this series to receive professional instructions of how to properly set up the EVO Series pump. If you have questions, please contact Aero Tech Support at arotechsupport@irco.com or 800-495-0276.